Ladies and gentlemen, in support of our men and women in the armed forces around the world, we ask that you remain standing and join in the singing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Clash of Champions, Dixie Dynamite. Jim Ross with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. We're at ringside, and Dust, we have got a phenomenal program. It's certainly a privilege and a pleasure to have you at ringside.
Let me tell you something, Jimbo. It is great to be back with WCW. I'm talking about tonight. We gonna get funky like a monkey all the way across this country because, baby, this is the real deal, and we getting ready to lay it on you, nation to nation, all over the world. And baby, for our men on that front line, we coming at you live and in color.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's the night. Nature Boy Ric Flair will defend the World's Heavyweight Championship against the awesome challenge of Scott Steiner. But right now, let's go to the ring in our first event here at the Clash of Champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this first contest on the Clash of Champions Dixie Dynamite Tag Team Action, introducing team number one. First, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 275 pounds, the United States Heavyweight Champion, Total Package, Lex Luger. His tag team partner, Venice Beach, California, 250 pounds. This is Sting! And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents. They are the WCW World Tag Team Champions, Ron Simmons, Butch Reed, the Team of Doom.
And we are ready here, ladies and gentlemen. We should see a tremendous matchup. But Dusty, we noticed the presence of Teddy Long. He's not here. Have you heard where Teddy Long might be here tonight?
I don't know, Jimbo, but all I've been hearing out of the camp of Doom, who's one of the most powerful teams in the world, that Teddy Long is out buying condos, is out getting limousines, is out getting property throughout the world. I believe very bluntly that Mr. Teddy Long needs to be here because tonight, baby, we can see a changing of the guard. New World's Tag Team Champions, the Sting and Luger win for one for the troops, and we gonna get down with it now, baby.
It's gonna be Hacksaw Butch Reed starting out against Sting. Referee is Randy Anderson for this event, and as you can see, this building is jam-packed. They were turned away here tonight. Both men ready to start off with fisticuffs, but when this one settles down, this should be an outstanding wrestling event. Doom, the World Tag Team Champions, it's a collar and elbow tie-up with Reed and with Sting.
Well, I tell you right now, there ain't much feeling out between these two guys. Powerful. Both teams are powerful. They want one thing. That's the goal. The goal of the World's Tag Team title. Both of them pushing, shoving, backing them up, man. This thing is on fire. I'm excited. And that's the first blow right there, Jimbo.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you can call the wrestling hotline right now until 8:25 and talk perhaps to Nature Boy Ric Flair live. He's with Lance Russell and Gordon Soley. They're covering this event on the wrestling hotline. Nice reversal there by the Stinger. Hip block takes the big man down. He elevates it. They're rocking and rolling at the Georgia Mountain Center.
Oh, yeah, I tell you what, Sting is on fire offensively right here. I know for a fact that the Sting and Lex Luger have to be very offensively minded because they do not have the title. They trying to get them. We going for the long bomb. Let's score a touchdown here, baby.
Here's the U.S. heavyweight champion. Lex Luger, been tagged in. Comes off with a powerful blow right off the second turnbuckle. Luger 4 times United States heavyweight champion. 6'5", 275, and he's all man.
I tell you what, Jimbo, Lex Luger possesses one of the greatest bodies, one of the greatest athletic, physical bodies I have ever seen. He is the United States heavyweight champion. He has to be reckoned with, and tonight he has to take the match to doom. Right here, you gonna see this? Yeah, put him up, baby. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. Yeah.
Nice neck break there by Lex Luger, the awesome United States heavyweight champion, who has a big date. You can circle February 24th on your calendar because Lex Luger will meet Dangerous Dan Spivey at the 3rd annual Wrestle War for the United States heavyweight title. And of course, that is an exclusive pay-per-view event.
Yeah, we know it's coming from Phoenix, Arizona. Look at this. I've been in there. I know what's going through these two men. Right now, the power right here into a headlock, trying to control Lex Luger, but I don't think there's a lot of controlling to be done here. Lex got to be offensively, baby.
They collide like two big Mack trucks. And of course, Ron Simmons, a 4-time football All-American at Florida State. Kick to the gut there. Vince Luger down, catches him with that clothesline, and down goes the total package. Simmons is very powerful.
I tell you what, he's got to really be on top of his game. Right here, there it was. There it was, baby. I mean, you're going to go to the well so many times, and sooner or later, you're going to come up dry, and that's what happened right there with Mr. Ron Simmons.
High-impact match. This is WCW, and we're so happy you're here with us tonight on TBS. Atomic drop, and Simmons in the wrong corner.
That's what I'm talking about, being offensively. Everything they're doing tonight, they're doing together. Right here, they need to go for a pin. Right here, it might be. They need to be on top right there.
Near fall situation as Simmons kicked out before 3. He reverses the Irish whip to the ropes, and he's got Luger out, and he dropped him right over the top rope.
Well, that right there, Jimbo, is one of the reasons that Big Ron and Lead are World's Tag Team Champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to take our first commercial break, but if we have a decision rendered, we'll show it to you immediately following this timeout. We are back live, ladies and gentlemen, at the Georgia Mountain Center. Jim Ross and Dusty Rhodes at ringside. This is the Clash of Champions. And during the commercial break, Lex Luger was double-teamed by Sting, or by, excuse me, not by his own partner, but by Doom. And he is really having to suck it up here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Jimbo, during that break right here, Ron Simmons showed me why he possesses some of the greatest athletic ability ever seen in one wrestler or one ex-football player or one great athlete around the country. Ron Simmons is truly a great athlete. Lex Luger has been on the bottom of this thing since the get-go. He has to reach down, grab all he's got. He's got to get the Sting. He's got to be offensive. He's got to come up with something just like that right there, baby.
Both these men have tremendous football backgrounds, and that's indicative of the athleticism in WCW. Simmons trying to make the tag to Hacksaw Butch Reed, and he does so. Luger desperately needs to make the tag here to Sting if possible, but Reed, a seasoned veteran, will have none of that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jimbo, it's hard to make a tag when you're as woozy as he is right now. He's got to regroup himself just a little bit. He's been having it taken to him. Right here, he's firing back. He needs to stay right there. One. Hit him again, baby. Hit him again. Yeah.
Reed with a drop kick. Puts Luger down. Thunderous drop kick by Hacksaw Butch Reed. Reed played football for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was a real head-hunting linebacker. And there's a big, big arm, over 20-inch guns around that reverse chinlock around Lex Luger.
You know, one thing I think that we talk about the football background, I think every great football player wants to be a professional wrestler because they know they want to take that career just a notch higher, just to be a little bit better, just to be a little bit one-on-one to show what you really got down in there. We ain't got no helmets, we ain't got no shoulder pads, we got guts, determination, and we got some men here vying for the greatest prize, tag team prize in the WCW.
WCW World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions make the tag. Ron Simmons back in. And they have punished Lex Luger. It is a tremendous accomplishment for Lex Luger to survive this onslaught by these awesome World Tag Team Champions. Luger taking Simmons face down. Now this may give Luger the opportunity to make the tag if he can focus on his corner.
He's got to get around, turn around, Lex. He's got to turn around. Understand that Sting is fresh, Sting is ready. He needs to get this thing right here. What's coming off, baby?
Reed with a big shoulder block. Sends Luger back near Luger's corner. What a move there by Reed coming off the top rope.
There he is.
He made that tag.
There he is.
The Stinger comes in. On fire. Full of fist and fire. The Stinger comes in. Wait a minute, Dusty. There's Dangerous Dan Spivey.
That's Dennis Spivey right there. Dennis
Spivey
Spivey,
hammering
Lex
Luger.
Brother, this is stemming to the thing that's getting ready to happen at Phoenix, Arizona in the pay-per-view. Coming up right here at Wrestle War, 3rd annual right here. What's going on in the ring here? Look at this. Come on, Stinger. Yeah!
Double clothesline by the man from Venice Beach, California. That's Dan Spivey. Is just dominating Lex Luger. Luger was so punished by Doom. Spivey caught him from behind. Spivey has done his damage.
He's leaving the building. Dennis Spivey is leaving the building. Lex Luger's laid out right here. They're double teaming right here. Luger needs to get up right here because here they come with that. Oh, that's a shot right there, baby. Come on, Stinger.
The referee knocked outside, right by Luger. And now Sting is in there with both members of Doom. Sting going for Reed, and Reed tossed him over the top.
The referee seen that. That's going to be it, baby. That's going to be a disqualification. I'm worried about Luger because they're going after him right over here. They need to get some type of law and order out here, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners as a result of a disqualification, the team of Lex Luger and Sting.
Doom will retain the tag team titles, but this one isn't over.
Oh, yeah.
High cross body by the Stinger. Luger is still weakened from that attack by Dangerous Dan Spivey. Standing crop kick by Sting. Big right hand.
All right, there we go, baby. Now, I want to know one thing. I want to know where Dangerous Danny Spivey is. Lex Luger needs to turn his attention right here to one fact is Danny Spivey come in, made a move, got him from behind. He needs to find out, brother. I know on his mind right now is one thing, and that's Danny Spivey, because it just cost them the World's Tag Team titles.
Let's take a look at what happened just a few moments ago. Luger and Sting win it by disqualification, and this is what happened, Drake.
Well, right here you see Sting going for the crossbody, and right here it's dumped over the top. We know that that is a disqualification. It's a bad thing that happened, but brother, right here, you see the man, Mr. Anderson, calling for the bell. This match is history. This match is over, but it's not over as far as this man right here, Dangerous Danny Spivey, viciously attacking Lex Luger. Justice gonna be served. Mr. Luger will get justice. My man will get justice. Pay-per-view, Phoenix, Arizona, 24th, baby. We talking about the 3rd annual Wrestle War right here. Lex Luger is down right now, but when he gets up, daddy, he's gonna be on fire.
Fans, when we come back, we'll show you the Sexy Wrestler Contest results when the Clash of Champions continues on TBS.
Welcome back to the Clash of Champions, and I have the results to the WCW Sexy Wrestler Contest. Now, everyone knows it should have been me, but my favorite wrestler won it. I mean, he looks great in his tights, he's got a great tan, and best of all, he's single. And he really is sexy, and he is our World Television Champion, the Z-Man. Congratulations, gorgeous. And now, let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the WCW World Television Championship. It is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, the challenger. From the dark side, he weighs 239 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful Bobby!
Beautiful Bobby Eaton, the challenger, has made his way to the ring. 6'1", 239 from the dark side, Dream. He wants a single title. He wants it badly.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 248 pounds. He is the WCW World Television Champion and the sexiest wrestler in WCW, the Z-Man.
World Television Championship will be on the line here momentarily. Tremendous crowd on hand, and we are so happy that you fans have allowed us to come into your homes around the world. As that young man, Dream, who won the television title against Arn Anderson on December the 30th, right here on TBS, by the way, is up for a tremendous matchup here with beautiful Bobby.
Well, I know one thing. Before Dusty Rhodes retired from wrestling, one of the greatest athletes I've ever been in the ring with was beautiful Bobby Eaton. Got a tremendous amount of ability. Somewhere down the line, he will have a great singles title. He's tremendous. But this Z-Man has caught my attention, the eye of the wrestling world. And the wrestling world is the WCW, baby. And we're bringing it to you. He is the man of the hour right now. This should be a great, great matchup.
Beautiful Bobby has amassed a tremendous reputation, basically as a tag team wrestler, but he desperately wants to prove to the world that he is a great athlete in singles competition as well. We all know that he is, but he wants that championship to dot the I's, so to speak, as he pushes the Z-Man into the corner. And the Z-Man will not be intimidated by beautiful Bobby.
Well, I think that's one of the things that that is the most important is the Z-Man intimidation. Bobby Eaton is used to intimidating people, used to setting the pace a little slower than other people and taking and wearing a man down. But the Z-Man right here, you see a great move by Bobby Eaton. And in times of Z-Man's thoughts right now is, I know this guy here is after one thing, and it belongs to me. It's my talent. I can't let him have it.
Side headlock by beautiful Bobby on the Z-Man. Z-Man trying to waistlock his way out of it.
Well, you know, right here, a lot of pressure is applied. Like I said, Bobby Eaton is the kind of wrestler that will wear a man down. This right here might give Bobby Eaton, see there, he is so smart, so cagey. He knows where the ropes are. He knows how to get out, and he knows how to maintain. Once he wears a Z-Man down, he's going to go for the kill, if you will.
Fans, a little bit later in the program, but we're going to hear a comment from Miss Alexandra York, the head of the York Foundation. She's got big news tonight. She says she is going to announce the newest member of the York Foundation. We'll have that a little bit later in this segment here on the Clash of Champions.
You know the excitement around the WCW right now going throughout the world. A Rolling Thunder tour going from town to town, city to city, going for that big pay-per-view in Phoenix, Arizona. These two men right here surely will be on it. But right here, Bobby Eaton has to take a step towards being that great singles champion that I know he can be. But Z-Man has the title, brother, and I know not only being sexy like me and Z-Man are very sexy looking individuals, that he is a great competitor.
We saw Missy Hyde a little earlier. She was very happy they named that man as the sexy wrestler after the votes were tabulated. And we'll see Missy Hyde and Paulie Dangerously in that long-awaited arm wrestling contest a little bit later to broadcast, as well as beautiful Bobby works on the arm of the Z-Man. Bobby knows every leverage point in the book. He is a veteran, a consummate professional.
Well, Bobby Eaton studies a lot of game plays, a lot of game matches. What I'm talking about that to the wrestling fans, he watches tapes on these guys. He knows their weaknesses. He knows what needs to be done. As I said earlier, Jimbo, he's trying to wear this man down, working on one point.
Fans, don't forget tonight, if you call before 8:25 Eastern time tonight, you'll have the opportunity to talk live to Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Oh,
what a drop kick!
nice.
He drop kicked him right off the top turnbuckle. That's great athleticism by the world television champion, the Z-Man.
Well, I tell you what, these guys are getting younger, stronger, and faster. I'll tell you, Z-Man is a tremendous athlete. That was a great athletic move. The only move like I've seen like that by an athletic competitor is on this card tonight. Mr. Brian Pillman can do it like nobody can, and that was a great move. So I know he's been watching Mr. Pillman just a little bit.
You know, they were the former tag partners, and they were the United States Tag Team Champions portion of 1990. They meshed really well together, but they have gone their separate ways. Still great friends, but they both have mountains to climb as one-on-one wrestlers And of course, the Z-Man is the World Television Champion, one of the most prestigious titles in our sport today.
Well, I know that's so, baby, because I held it many years, and it was a very important title to me. But right here, both of these men, Bobby Eaton is stinking man. He stinks on his feet. Every move ready, reliable, ready. He's the kind of guy that'll take it to the post anytime you're ready. Right here now, he backs the guy in. I know Bobby Eaton's thinking about nailing this guy in the chops, Jack. Oh, Lord,
And
call
he
it.
does it.
Ooh, somebody give me a pencil or draw play.
Big right hand by beautiful Bobby, and the Z-Man retaliates.
Yeah, well, he needs, Z-Man has the fire, and he needs to understand this man is after something belongs to him. He needs to fire just a little bit. When Bobby fired at him there, he need to fire back, brother. He don't need to wait. You need to go and get it. Don't stand and wait for it. Go get it.
Some of the toughest in the world are standing in the wings, awaiting the outcome of this match. Men like Arn Anderson and Terry Taylor, just to name a few that want the opportunity to wrestle the Z-Man for the World Television Championship. A test of strength here. Z-Man might have the advantage in the strength department, Dream.
Well, I think he does just a little bit, but as Bobby Eaton, like I told you, went right through the ropes. He knows where to go, how to get out. Right there, another shot to the chops. Bobby Eaton right now is starting to take control of the situation.
Bobby Eaton now after that right hand, ramming the handsome features of the Z-Man into the top turnbuckle. Eaton turning it up a notch here. He won't make many mistakes, Dusty.
That'll knock your noggin right there. I remember my mama, when she used to get mad, she'd take a switch and hit me on top of the head, much less a turnbuckle. And that'll get you dizzy, Lizzy, and ready for it.
Senior referee in WCW, Nick Patrick, assigned this championship event. Eaton catches Z-Man coming out of the corner with the elbow. And beautiful Bobby, who creates a great deal of offense from the top rope, is going there now. But the Z-Man has him well scouted. He's up with those right hands. He's going to bring him down from the top. Big slam there.
Oh, yeah, and that hurts right now. Z-Man's got to stay on him. He can't back off of him. He's got to stay on him because he's got to go for the pin, and that's the name of the game. He's got to go for the pin right here. Bobby Eaton up. Look at that backdrop. He's taking a toll on Bobby Eaton.
Here's
Right
the
here.
cover. He may be it right here, and he got two. Thought he had him there. The Irish whip is going to try it again. You don't want to go to the well too often with this move.
Yeah, brother, we heard that one around the world. That one was laid in right there. Bobby Eaton going up right here. This could be it, Jimbo, right here, baby.
Beautiful Bobby up on top. If he hits it, we'll have a new television champion. There it is, right on the heart.
Yeah.
Right above the heart, that knee. Z-Man back in the ropes, and I'll see if Bobby Eaton can capitalize on that big offensive move.
Well, I'll tell you, that blow took him to the ropes. If it hadn't have took him over the ropes, Bobby Eaton would have took it right
It's
here.
a cradle. And Eaton kicks out. Z-Man now is fighting for his professional life here. His television championship's on the line. Sends him for the ride. There's a neck breaker. Another big offensive move by beautiful Bobby. Will he go for the cover? Yes, he will. He's got the leg neutralized and a half a count away.
Oh, boy, he just got to stay on him just a little bit more right here because he's got him reeling and rocking. This could be it.
Trying to suplex him. Z-Man rolls him up. Can he hold him down? No, he cannot. That's a 2 count.
Bobby Eaton's smart as a cat, I'm telling you.
Eaton again, the Irish whip to the rope. Z-Man trying to reverse it. He's got both arms cupped. He's got him down. Can he hold him? Yes, he does.
Oh.
It's quick. Did he get him? Yes, he got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still WCW World Television Champion, the Z-Man!
A very hard-fought and close victory for the Z-Man Dream. Watch this big move here.
I'll tell you right here, this is going to take a toll on Bobby Eaton. This hard slam just jam every vertebrae that it's got. Took him down there, got the wind knocked out of him now. Bobby Eaton's trying to recoup, trying to get back up. Z-Man, like I said earlier, gives him no chance. Karate kick to the head, and right here, Bobby Eaton go for his patented hip toss. Right here, you see Z-Man duck in, coming in there, going to do a patented, almost like a Dusty Rhodes backslide. And here we go. Now, right here, instant replay. I don't know if this is a 1, 2, 3. That's 2. Whoa, I don't know how to call that one.
It was
brother.
very close, fans. Well, Miss Alexandra York, the head of the York Foundation, is standing by. Let's hear her statement now.
Later on this evening, the York Foundation has a very special announcement. At that time, we will reveal our latest member. This is an acquisition of which I am very pleased. I have made a good selection.
ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event. It is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Atlanta, Georgia, 225 pounds, Wildfire, Tommy Rich. His partner from Natawaka, Kansas, 221 pounds, Alan Iron Eagle.
Alan Iron Eagle and Tommy Wildfire Rich does have a great challenge ahead of them.
Well, I know one thing, Tommy Rich, one of my favorite people in all the world, and I'm looking forward to this because here comes two of them old boys called the Freebirds.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents from Backstreet, USA and Atlanta, Georgia, the greatest rock and roll band of all time, the fabulous Freebirds.
Michael P.S. Hayes and Jimmy Jam Garvin, former World Tag Team Champions. And never count them out because they want a title, whether it be the Steiners United States Tag title or for that matter Doom. They want titles, they want the money, they want the prestige. That's what they're in the sport for. But they got a challenge because, the way I look at it, Tommy Wildfire Rich and Alan Iron Eagle got nothing to lose and everything to gain in this one, Dust.
Well, they got everything to gain is the fact, but you know, before we get into this match, which is exciting and on fire, I'm a Bobby Eaton fan, and I would like to see that somewhere down the road here, a little replay on that thing. So I think Bobby Eaton might have just eased that shoulder up just a little bit, but we ain't got no instant replay here, and no judges up in the booth to tell us that let's bring that ball back and put it on the 10.
You know, fans, during the program, we saw the World Tag Team Champions Doom. Without Teddy Long, Paulie Dangerously will be talking to Doom this Saturday night at 6:05 on World Championship Wrestling. We've got a great program, 2 big hours for you this Saturday night, 6:05, right here on TBS. Michael P.S. Hayes and Tommy Wildfire Rich. It was 1981, right here in the very state of Georgia, when Tommy Rich became the world's heavyweight champion.
Well, like I said, he is one of my favorite people. He's a tremendous athlete, a great wrestler. He has been the world's heavyweight champion. There's only a handful of men that's been there, baby. And right here, he's got his hands full. But I know Mr. Tommy Rich is going to take care of business. Watch out, coming off the top. Yeah, he's doing the light fandango on both these boys.
Tommy Wildfire Rich and Alan Iron Eagle nailing the Freebirds here. Jimmy Jam Garvin is the legal man in the ring. He made that blind tag. And Tommy Wildfire Rich tags in the 20-year-old youngster, Alan Iron Eagle. 6'2", 221, good kid.
Well, I know that in every sport, when you're a rookie, you're really trying to prove yourself to get a starting spot. And I know this kid got what it takes. He just maybe need a little bit of experience because he's in there with two of the most experienced men in the world of wrestling today. But he's taking it to him.
Alan Iron Eagle, those right hands, again chopping Michael Hayes. Iron Eagle showing a lot of tenacity, but his eyes are raked there. That's going to slow him down, quite obviously, as Garvin goes to the far side. Now, he made the tag to Michael Hayes. Will Alan Iron Eagle react to it? Well, he didn't have to. Garvin took the reaction out of it.
I'll tell you what that is. That's just a rookie mistake. The great move there made by Jimmy Garvin to Michael Hayes. And right here he goes. There it is, maybe. That might be it.
There's a bulldog headlock by Michael Hayes. And Hayes, so arrogant, so cocky, didn't go for the pin here. He wanted to bump and grind a little bit.
Yeah, when he was bumping and grinding, he should have been a pinning, and he didn't get the pinning. And right now, I just got a feeling that Iron Eagle might reach down in that rookie body of his and bring this thing back together because Michael P.S. Hayes can be had, and he can be had tonight right here live and in color across the world.
The Freebirds have signed to be on that phenomenal card in the Omni in Atlanta on Sunday night, February the 17th. What an awesome card that will be, and we'll tell you more about it this weekend right here on TBS. Iron Eagle's head rammed viciously into the top turnbuckle. Snapmare by Michael Hayes and the reverse chinlock. Right now the Freebirds are controlling the tempo and they're controlling the offense.
They're cagey veterans. They're trying to control the tempo, which they are, as you said. Now, Jimmy Garvin is over there. He's got a little rest. Michael P.S. Hayes, as we know, will make a tag here hopefully in a minute, and they will niche together and wear this young man down. What this guy has to remember, Iron Eagle has to remember that he is a rookie in the greatest sport in the world, and to gain another step up the ladder, to be somebody in public, if you will, is he's got to pick this spot to shine because we all shining tonight with WCW across the world.
Iron Eagle back up in the vertical base to relieve some of the pressure. Nice move to take Hayes away. Oh, Hayes!
He
He
missed
just stunned him with that move.
Yeah, I think
he stopped him cold in his tracks.
Yeah, he was either a miss or air close enough to scare him.
Powerful chop by Michael Hayes, taking the youngster outside. He's walking down Bad Street right now, a long way from Minnetonka, Kansas.
I tell you what, I've been down Bad Street with these guys, and there ain't no street to be on if you ain't a bully like Dusty Rhodes from Austin, Texas, because I had my noggin knocked by both these guys, and they are bad, vicious, and mean when they want to be.
Hayes, that big forearm right on the back of Alan Iron Eagle.
I tell you what, I'm wondering, Mr. Jimbo Ross, I wonder if there is a Bad Street in Phoenix, Arizona, pay-per-view, the 24th. We're going to be coming from you. I'm going to be there with you, baby.
Bound to be. Exclusively on pay-per-view. You'd like to see it, fans, call your local cable company. Call them early. Order early. Call your cable company for availability. Alan Iron Eagle, how much longer can this youngster hold on? Remember, he's only 20 years of age. He's a baby in the sport.
And he made some rookie mistakes that got him in this situation that he's in. And the situation that he's in is he's getting thumped pretty hard by two KJ veterans.
Another point I'd like to bring up, Dusty. Oh, Garvin, he's got a mistake. We've got a rookie referee in there, too. I wonder if the Freebirds would try to take advantage of Lee Scott, the official's inexperience.
They would take advantage of the referee. They'd take advantage of me. They'd take advantage of you. They'd take advantage of the mama if they had to. What this kid needs to do right here is get to going with it. He's got Tommy Rich right here, fresh. He needs to take it to him.
Jimmy Jam Garvin sending Iron Eagle for the ride while Tommy Rich does a number on Michael Hayes. All four men in the ring. The referee a little lost here. He's got to restore some order. Hayes elbowed outside. Iron Eagle has got Garvin
he's got the pin. Turn around.
He's got him pinned, and Hayes caught him right in the back of the head. The young kid from Kansas had the pin there.
And we're talking about a rookie referee here. He needs to turn around and see what's happening, because what's going on right here, that looks like it is. He's got a block on him. I like it.
Iron Eagle blocked the suplex, executed one of his own. Now can he tag Tommy Rich?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Oh, do it,
he made the
Wildfire.
tag. Wildfire comes in with right hands. What the referee? He didn't see it. He did not see the tag.
We got a tag there. We had a tag, Jim Ross, right here. We talking about
double DDT.
Ooh, pain, blues, and agony now.
The referee did not see the tag. That was a rookie mistake. And the double DDT turned out the lights and the TP.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the Fabulous Freebirds!
The Fabulous Freebirds won a title, whether it's the Steiners U.S. title, whether it's the Doom World Tag title. They want some gold. We're going to take a look at this Bulldog headlock, Dust.
Well, right here he goes into the Bulldog, and right here I thought this might be it, because they had the kid wore down. Iron Eagle, the rookie, a great rookie, a great future in front of him, wore down. I thought this was it. Michael Hayes turned his attention away from him, gave him a little fresh air, but right here, the dreaded double DDT, brother, and this will give you a headache in the morning, in the night, or whenever you want to walk around with it. And this thing is over for the rookie Iron Eagle. Freebirds on top, once again, looking for the World Tag Team title or the United States Tag Team title.
Fans, we'll be back in just a moment, but here's more about the big one, exclusively on pay-per-view, the third annual
Witness
Wrestle
Sting,
War.
the Steiners, and Flying Brian as they mount an assault against the awesome power of the Four Horsemen.
We've declared war!
Wrestle War 91, live only on pay-per-view, Sunday, February 24th.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Clash of Champions. Jim Ross and Dusty Rhodes here at ringside. So much more great action still to come. And, of course, we're going to be joined tonight by our colleagues, Paul E. Dangerously and Tony Schiavone. And, Tony, I know you can hear me up there. You've got some very important interviews tonight. You'll be talking to Sid Vicious, and also tonight, live, with Stan the Lariat Hansen.
You're exactly right, Jim. And Dust, it's great having you back with us. And we are very excited. The Clash of Champions is here, and I'm standing, as you said, with the one and only Paul E. Dangerously. All right, as he likes to be called, the intergender arm wrestling champion of the world.
Hey, let me ask you something, Paulie Dangerously.
He's talking to me.
That I seen your workout. I seen that maybe that the opposite sex was not really Missy, that you might be leaning towards the other side just a little bit.
You see, tonight, Dusty Rhodes,
I ain't through with you. Don't make me come up and get on your hiney, Johnny. What I want to ask you is, tonight, are you going to let all these men in the world down and let a woman beat you in an arm wrestling contest?
You see, tonight, what I'm gonna do, Dusty Rhodes, you're the American dream. See, I had a dream that I'm gonna free the wrestling world of Missy Hyatt. Tonight, when I put her arm down, I have a dream that every man in America, I'm talking white man and black, Jew and Gentile, red and brown, will stand up united and say, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we're free at last.
All right, let's go back to the ring.
Get him, Missy, go get him, Missy, 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 Missy. Huh? Huh? That's what it's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Baltimore, Maryland, he weighs 225 pounds, jumping Joey Maggs.
Jumping Joey Maggs has a very tall order ahead of him. It's about 6 feet 9 inches worth of tall order, Dust.
Very simply facing the most awesome force in professional wrestling today, Mr. Sid Vicious, without a doubt, destined to be a champion in the greatest sport on earth. WCW Professional Wrestling, Rolling Thunder Tour 91, coming live and in color. Look at him, baby.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. From anywhere he darn well pleases, he weighs 333 pounds. Big Sid Vicious!
He is the biggest horseman. And on February 24th, exclusively on pay-per-view, he will step inside 2 rings, completely enclosed by steel with a top on it. And the key terms that I want to reiterate here is submission or surrender, and that's right down the big man's alley.
I've been inside, brother, and this man will not submit, surrender, and I think Mr. Maggs looked the best when he came to the ring, because I guarantee you, that's his final move.
Joey Maggs, an outstanding young prospect, 225 pounds. That's big on most men's standards. But Vicious, 333. Look at the strength.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, like I said earlier, Sid Vicious is the era of professional wrestling right here. I'm going to tell you what, Mr. Sid Vicious is awesome, Mr. Sid Vicious is bad, and Mr. Dusty Rhodes, American Dream, is glad he's retired and sitting out here with Jimbo Ross.
Sid Vicious on a real vendetta in recent weeks. He has hired his own emergency medical technicians to come to the arenas. We've seen it on many occasions. He beats his opponent. He beats him unmercifully. He power bombs him, and then they carry him out. He is a sadistic human being. What a clothesline with the back of the head.
The most devastating whole professional wrestling for many years was Ric Flair, the world heavyweight champion, figure 4 leg lock, the power bomb, which just might be it right here, Jimbo.
Oh, good grief. He just slammed him. Maggs is out of it. The big monster, the biggest horseman of them all, has won it.
Here's your winner, Big Sid Vicious.
Vicious, I saw him motion to the locker room area for his EMT people to come out. Joey Maggs is in dire need of medical attention. We take another look at it. Look at this strength.
Right here with the strength of Sid Vicious, as I said right here, he is so strong, he is so agile, he is so determined, he is so bad, he is destined for greatness. Sid Vicious has no equal in this sport today, and right here, the power bomb, brother, takes him home, load him on the stretcher. This thing is history.
And we're back live. Vicious, his own EMTs put Joey Maggs on the stretcher. And Vicious just came out and knocked Max to the floor again.
Let me tell you something, Jimbo Ross. He is trying to make a statement, and he's making it very good. The statement that he is making is that Sid Vicious rules the world of professional wrestling in 1991. And make no mistake about it, baby, Sid Vicious is bad to the bone.
Fans, here's how you can participate in the Wrestling Hotline. Call now.
Introducing the new Wrestling Hotline. Tony Schiavone, Matchwatch with Steve Beverly, Missy Hyatt, Straight Up with Sting, Lex Luger, The Jim Ross Report, Paul E. Dangerously, 1-900-909-9900. The Wrestling Hotline, your main line to the stars. $2 first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. Kids 18 and under, obtain your parents' permission before calling. 1-900-909-9900. Dial it.
Clash of Champions with TBS. And fans, as you know, coming up on February 24th, it's Submit or Surrender in the cage. And that's got to be right down Sid Vicious's alley, because once again, he sends a guy out with the stretcher.
Tony, I'm going to ask you something. And I'm going to ask these morons. And I'm asking you idiots in that camera. Can you smell it? Can you smell the fear? The fear that's in everybody's mind when they walk and they get in the ring. They know there's only one way out, and the fear is you're gonna be stretchered out, courtesy of the power bomb. Now in 1991, I have a goal, and when I reach that goal, there will be no doubt in 1991 that Sid Vicious rules the world.
The awesome power of Sid Vicious back to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Nashville, Tennessee, one half of the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton.
One of the most outstanding competitors in the sport today, Ricky Morton. 215-pounder from Nashville. Dust, this should be a great scientific event we're about to see. And
you know, just a little bit earlier I was talking about Tommy Rich, but I'm going to tell you something. Right here, Ricky Morton, pound for pound, is the toughest competitor in our sport, and I got a lot of time for Ricky Morton. This is going to be a great battle right here.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, the computerized man of the 1990s, Terry Taylor.
Terry Taylor, 238-pounder from Vero Beach, Florida. A man that has certainly had a lot to say in recent weeks to the championship committee. He wants respect, I guess, basically, Dust, in a nutshell. He can earn a lot of respect right here with a victory over Ricky Morton.
He sure can, because Ricky Morton has had the World's Tag Team title, the Rock and Roll Express, many times, and I know that Terry Taylor's went out and told people, I want respect, I need somebody to notice me, and I know that he is looking for a tremendous victory tonight, but to get a victory over Ricky Morton, it's going to take more than Terry Taylor's talk to get that thing done, baby.
You know, as Dusty Rhodes said, Ricky Morton, pound for pound, has got to be one of the toughest men ever in the sport. And this Saturday night on World Championship Wrestling, Ricky Morton, Junkyard Dog, and Tommy Wildfire Rich, who are an outstanding six-man tag team combination, by the way, will display their wares at 6:05 right here on TBS, because they want to be the World Six-Man Tag Team Champions here in WCW.
Yeah, that's a fact, and I know there's some tremendous athletes, but right now Ricky is, once again, we're seeing a guy that has wrestled tag team for many, many years. His partner is injured right now. He's got to reach back and think about what it is one-on-one singly, and I know he can get it done, because right here he's taking control of Mr. Terry Taylor. But Terry Taylor is a tremendous athlete, a tremendous competitor, a thinker, a mover. You see him here. He paces himself. He has the opportunity here tonight to take a giant step towards being what Terry Taylor wants to be, and that's a champion.
Side headlock by Terry Taylor on Ricky Morton. Morton shoots him off. And Taylor takes him over a high hip lock takeover. We saw these men last Saturday on TBS, Paul E. Dangerously tried to instigate an argument between the two, but these guys have been friends for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, they've been involved when Robert Gibson was healthy in some six-man matches themselves as partners. Oh, great move there by Ricky Morton. An arm drag takeover.
That's a great move, great arm drag right there. That's one of his patent moves. One thing that you did bring up that is important is last week they had an altercation trying to Paulie Dangerously trying to get him to go at each other live and in color on television. But what happened was there, one man said, if I got a problem with you, and the other man said, no, I ain't got no problem with you. And the other man said, I ain't got no problem with you, and we ain't got no problem with each other. Let's get out of here and get on with our business. So here they gonna see if there's any problem between the two.
Side headlock by Ricky Morton. Terry Taylor trying to figure a way out of this one. Morton very, very quick. He'll have the advantage in that department. Taylor rolls him over in the shoulders, got 2 out of it. Again, Taylor rolling Morton over. Got a 2 count there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ricky Morton's in control right now with that headlock, applying a little pressure, trying to weigh him down. Terry Taylor needs to get off his back, boy, because I can remember right here. This is a great move, patented Ricky Morton move right here. Terry Taylor needs to stay off his back because, you know, in the old days, my own mama told me, she said, you know, you can't do anything laying on your back. And I used to be sleeping at 10, 11 in the morning. She'd come in and kick me in the booty and get me on off to work.
Morton with a side headlock there. Still to come in the program, the heavyweight championship of the world. They're getting ready in the locker rooms. Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and Scott Steiner's going to be a classic, fans.
I think just for telling the people right now throughout there in television land, this is probably going to be the greatest world's title match ever in the history of television live. You're going to see it tonight around the world, baby.
Side headlock by Morton. He's shot off there. Taylor misses the elbow. He misses again the elbow high. Quick movement here. There's a high cross body. He may have him. He's got 1. He's got 2.5. And Taylor backs out of the ring. That'll stop the momentum. And it's a great place for us to take this timeout. We'll be right back on TBS. Welcome back, everyone, live to the Clash of Champions, Dixie Dynamite. Jim Ross and the 3-time World's Heavyweight Champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes at ringside. It has been a very hard-fought battle between these two individuals, Terry Taylor and Ricky Morton, and basically a rugged but still a clean scientific battle thus far.
Well, what's happened when we was away, that Terry Taylor took a little control of Ricky Morton, using great maneuvers, great holds, working on his arm, and right here, Ricky Morton finally made a move to come out of this thing, but I think that it's fresh right there, Terry Taylor. Now that could be an illegal hold or a legal hold. What's happened is Terry Taylor has become a little more aggressive.
Terry Taylor wants to impress the championship committee at WCW. Ricky Morton drops behind, but Taylor held on to the ropes. Taylor missed that clothesline. Morton so quick, another arm drag takeover. This Sunday on the main event, Terry Taylor has another opportunity to move up the ladder because he'll take on the Z-Man this Sunday night on the main event exclusively here on TBS at 6:05 Eastern Time.
Well, Ricky Morton reverted back to what it's all about, and that's wrestling, brother. Went back to an arm, getting his breath, working on that arm, taking it to Terry Taylor. Right here, he's got him in control. Ricky needs to weigh him down. It's going in Ricky Morton's way right now.
Well, there you see Miss Alexandra York, and we had heard rumors, obviously, that she had been talking to several wrestlers. Terry Taylor, one of those. I wonder if she's here to talk to Terry Taylor or to Ricky Morton.
Well, you see right here, both men looking at her. She said she had an announcement. I'm gonna tell you what. I think right here we just found out what the announcement is.
Taylor with that forearm from behind, dropping down. If we have the comments ready for Miss York, let's hear her comments. This should reveal a lot.
The time has come for the York Foundation to make that very special announcement. The wrestler you see in the ring this very moment, Terry Taylor, is our newest member. I've written a program especially for him. He will execute it flawlessly. And as always, the computer is infallible.
Well, we had heard a lot of rumors as to whom she might be recruiting, but Terry Taylor now officially a member of the York Foundation. And Taylor drops a vicious knee right to the head of Ricky Morton. And if Taylor and Morton were friends at one time, they're certainly friends no longer.
Well, I'm kind of wondering myself what that York Foundation is. I mean, if she's head of it, she must have a lot of savvy. I don't know much about computers. All I know here is Ricky Morton's going for the pin, baby.
Inside cradle, and he got 2.5. Taylor right back up, and Taylor blatantly rakes the eyes of Ricky Morton.
Well, he said he wanted to be noticed now. He's, from what we hear, a member of the York Foundation, the main man, Terry Taylor, computerized man, 1991. He's out here now being more and more vicious, more and more taking the toll of one Ricky Morton. Come on, Ricky, you got to gut it up here, brother.
Foot to the face by Terry Taylor, catching Ricky Morton coming in. There's a bulldog headlock. And Taylor rolls on top, leg grapevine, as Miss York is feverishly putting that information into her computer.
Well, I don't know if that computer says anything about a man's guts or about a man's determination. I know Ricky Morton's got plenty of them. That has not one thing to do with a computer.
You cannot factor in the human element into a computer. Taylor, and Morton pull the knees up.
Oh, I wonder what the computer said about that. It must have laid something on, say, do not jump from the top in case you're going to get your belly hit on two big old bony knees. Whoa, that's a shot.
Big right hand by Taylor, and Morton fires back on him. Taylor, with that rage look on his face, almost out of desperation. Again, he breaks the eyes.
Well, I'll tell you what, they exchanged some good blows right there. Come on, Ricky. I might be a little biased here, but, man, he needs to take it to him right here, brother.
High elevation by Ricky Morton on Terry Taylor, the newest member of the York Foundation. Terry Taylor, the Irish whip, sent for the ride. Morton walks the rope, and there are those right hands with authority.
Well, Ricky got to stay on him right here. Look at Terry Taylor now. He's got control of Ricky Morton, sets him down. Ricky going for a suplex, take him over right there, go for the pin. Need to hook him up, Daddy.
Didn't hook that leg, as Dusty Rhodes pointed out. Taylor able to kick out, consequently. There's a good drop kick by Ricky Morton. And now Ricky Morton with the offense and momentum squarely in his corner.
Oh.
Morton! Taylor dropped out of sight. Morton hit the ropes, and Taylor's going to wrap him up.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Terry Taylor.
Well, Terry Taylor showed us his true colors when Ricky Morton's back was turned, right here.
Well, right here, we heard all the announcing going on right here. We found out what Terry Taylor and the York Foundation is all about. The man's back was turned. He took it to him. Right here, Ricky Morton goes for a high-risk maneuver, if you will. Even almost lands on Terry Taylor. He's in a bad way. Neck could be hurt. Back could be hurt. Terry Taylor took advantage of the situation. I don't know about computers, but he won the match, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the great features we'll see here at this time at the big pay-per-view event on Sunday, February 24th, will be the Japanese women wrestlers. We're going to take a look at that now. Tremendous action that they will provide, and it will be exclusively, their first appearance, exclusively on pay-per-view. Call your local cable company. It's going to be on Sunday, February 24th, and only at Wrestle War 91. Welcome back, everyone, to the Clash of Champions live here on TBS. Right now, we want to go to a special feature with senior editor of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Bill Apter. He's going to present Sting the Wrestler of the Year Award. This videotape feature, the Wrestler of the Year Award, no stranger to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. He won it many times. But right now, let's go to Bill Apter and the presentation.
The scene, Corpus Christi, Texas, February 1990. The Four Horsemen attacked this man to my left. Doctor said you'll never wrestle again. Miraculously, in July, he comes back and wins the World Heavyweight Championship from Ric Flair. You fans got together and voted this man Inspirational Wrestler of the Year and Pro Wrestling Illustrated's biggest award, Wrestler of the Year. Here he is. This is Sting.
Man, what a mouthful. That was unreal. I guess that's what you call overcoming adversities. And 1990 was a very big year for me, definitely. Inspirational Wrestler of the Year. I can't believe it. This one here, you got to kind of take a big, deep breath. Wrestler of the Year, man, that's unreal. 1990 was a heck of a year for me, and I just want to say thank you to all the fans out there.
Dusty, you know how it feels to be Wrestler of the Year. I know we both want to congratulate the Stinger.
Well, I tell you, in the mind of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, Stinger is probably one of the hottest commodities in professional wrestling. I know what it feels like to be there, brother. And Stinger has got a date somewhere down the road with whoever wins that world's title tonight right in here. And Sid Vicious got to deal with the Stinger. But next, right now, I got a personal note for the people around the world and the people, our men and women in the Persian Gulf, baby. Let me say one thing live and in color on TV, that this country, the American dream, me as a kid, you as a kid, you as a parent, you as a mother, you as a father, you as people in this country has one thing to thank God about, that we got some men and women that are over there kicking somebody's ass in the Persian Gulf, baby. And the other thing is, listen to the American dream. I don't want to go around this country and see somebody talking bad about our president, talking bad about we shouldn't be doing this. Well, baby, we doing it, and we gonna do it right. And before it's over, I want them all back home, baby, because they are living the American dream. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, nothing more can be said about that subject. Let's go up to Gary Michael Capetta.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Acworth, Georgia, weighing 235 pounds, a true American, Ranger Ross.
A real outstanding young man is Ranger Ross, formerly in the United States Army in the Rangers. First man off the helicopter in the Grenada mission. Received a commendation from President Ronald Reagan. You know, Dust, on his bio, it says his greatest honor was leading my troops in combat. He's a wonderful human being.
I'm gonna tell you, he's one of the chosen few, and you see it all the time. We're talking about a great country. I get really emotional when I talk about it. I maybe shouldn't have blurted out some of the little nasty words that I said, but that's Dusty Rhodes, the American dream. Ain't nobody can do anything about it, Daddy, because I'm an American true and true, just like this guy is. And we are here for one reason. We are free, and why we're free is because guys like Ranger Ross.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Havana, Cuba, weighing 245 pounds, El Cubano.
Well, fans, before this one gets underway, Ranger Ross wanted to say something to all you fans. Let's listen now to his comments.
I just want to say to all the soldiers over in the Middle East and their families, just want you to know that our prayers are with you and that it makes me sleep good at night, that this is an all-volunteer military, and it states in the Ranger Creed that energetically will I meet the enemies of my country, and I shall defeat them on the field of battle, for I am better trained and will fight with all my might. Surrender. It's not a Ranger word.
Ranger Ross scooping up El Cubano. He's got great potential, the Ranger does. And he has got the motivation right now. He's wrestling this match for not only the men and women in the Persian Gulf, but for the families of those brave individuals that are watching our broadcast tonight exclusively here on TBS.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you know, here at WCW, Ranger Ross is a man that is on the move. He is a tremendous athlete, but he is patriotic. And right now tonight, as you said, he's not only in there for himself, he's in there for everybody throughout this country that's standing tall for America. And I'll say it again, brother, I'm proud and I'm loud and I'm proud to do it.
Ranger Ross, nice reversal into the wrist lock.
Well, I don't know much about this El Cubano here. He's all in black, and his mask is black. I don't know what's underneath there. Now, in a match like this, you can't tell what's there. You don't know what that man's thinking. He seems to have a good ability and some good wrestling moves. Ranger Ross just seems to be a lot better, but you can't tell in a match with a masked guy really what's going through his mind, because you can't see the expression that's on his face.
I want to remind the fans of this Monday night, we'll have a big national television taping in Center Stage in Atlanta. Full of excitement there. Good arm drag takeover by Ranger Ross. He's rangy. He's 6'2". He's 235, and he's got great quickness. This is an outstanding role model for any youngster of any color watching this broadcast here tonight.
And I'm going to tell you, he's in tremendous shape because what he's been through in his career and what he's been through serving this country and what he's been through to become a professional wrestler makes this man a very well-conditioned athlete. And like I say right now, this old El Cubano here, he's got some great moves. I'm telling you now, Ranger Ross, I hopefully wasn't too excited about the situation because he's going up on top and anything can happen in this high-risk maneuver.
High risk up there, and the Ranger quickly moved out of the way. Remember, still to come in our broadcast, the Horsemen against the Renegade Warriors. Flying Brian is here, the big arm wrestling contest, and then the big one, the main event for the World's Heavyweight Championship. That and more still to come in this broadcast. Ranger Ross maneuvered him right to the ropes. That's very smart.
That's very smart. I'm telling you, Ranger Ross right here. Look at this move right here. Tremendous athletic ability, firing on him. He needs to get him back in the ring and take this guy home. I mean, this is an opportunity here Ranger Ross needs to take a hold of because this guy, we don't know who he is. We don't know where he came from, and we don't know how bad he really is. So you can't take anybody lightly. Ranger Ross needs to get to business.
Ranger Ross up and over the top rope. He's got him in a sunset flip position, and the Ranger holds him down.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Ranger Ross.
When we come back, we'll see the Renegade Warriors challenge the Horsemen. But first this, about the big one in Phoenix, Wrestle War.
After months of tension, let the War Games begin. First time, live on pay-per-view. Sunday night, February 24th. An explosive eruption. Wrestle War 91. 2 rings enclosed in a steel cage. 2 teams battling. Each submission or surrender. There's no escape. Witness World Championship Wrestling superstars Sting and Lex Luger. The true grit of the Steiner brothers. The aerial assault of Flying Brian. And the Horseman Ride. I want you at Wrestle War 90. Wrestle War 91 featuring War Games. Live only on pay-per-view. Sunday, February 24th.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a tag team event. Introducing team number 1 from the Mescalero Reservation of New Mexico, Chris and Mark Youngblood, the Renegade Warriors.
The Youngblood brothers comprising the Renegade Warriors. That's Mark Youngblood in the ring. His younger brother Chris follows him in, but Dust, they better circle their wagons because the Horsemen are preparing to ride.
I tell you what, Jimbo, I'm gonna like this one, baby, because it's got some of my old foes in it. We're talking about the Horsemen live and in color. Right here, baby, let's do it! Yeah!
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents. They are the Horsemen. First, from Minnesota, weighing 260 pounds, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. And from Sweetwater, Texas, 278 pounds, Barry Windham.
And we're rocking now in Gainesville, Georgia, the Georgia Mountain Center. A lot of bad blood has developed right here on TBS between these two teams, and the Renegade Warriors attacking the Horsemen, surprising the Horsemen, showing that big offense right off the bat here. And Windham and Anderson have left the ring.
Well, one thing we got to understand here, Jimbo, we're talking about the greatest, right? Whoa! Right here, they're going with offense right off the bat, it's true. But in this case here, they're going to have to do just a little bit more because they got a whole lot of it coming at them, baby.
Double team moves by the Renegade Warriors. And Arn Anderson and Barry Windham, who this Saturday at 6:05 will be taking on Tim Horner and Brad Armstrong right here on TBS on World Championship Wrestling. Fans, I got to tell you, we got two of the biggest ours ever this Saturday night at 6:05 right here on TBS. And the Horsemen, they're going to step inside 2 rings enclosed by steel exclusively on pay-per-view at the 3rd annual Wrestle War pay-per-view spectacular in Phoenix.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jimbo, Wrestle War has been going on for 3 years. It's the 3rd annual, and it's one of the toughest events in the world. And right here, we seeing, I'm ready for this one, and they flying on them right here. Did you see them big old pretty pictures when they come out of Bear Windham and that old bald-headed Arn Anderson?
Well, I'm not going to add anything to that. I may have to do an interview with him sometime. I don't want him to come back on me.
Well, take me with you when you do, baby, but I'll stand there with you. I like these Renegade Warriors. They dress nice, and they got some fire in their soul, brother. We're going to see something here.
Collar and elbow tie up. Mark Youngblood. Arn Anderson puts him to the ropes. Misses with that big soup-bone left hand. And right hands by Youngblood, firing up on Double A. And the man who wants to be the television champion of the world backs into the corner of the Horseman with a very bewildered look, almost a startled look on his face.
Well, Arn Anderson, when he gets that stern look on his face, that's when he gets the meanest. That's when he gets the baddest. That's when he starts thinking about business at hand. And business at hand is 2 young guys right here that got fire in their eyes, and they want a victory tonight live across the world in color on television.
Renegade Warriors want to make a name for themselves right here. One of the most watched wrestling broadcasts, I'm sure, in the country. Youngblood, Chris Youngblood, I should say. 6'2", 235. They were raised on the Mescalero Indian Reservation in New Mexico, and the Horsemen know that they cannot intimidate the team. They found that out right here on TBS last Saturday, as a matter of fact. But the Renegade Warriors are showing a lot of offense, Dream, and I think that's what they've got to do. They've got to take the fight to the Horsemen.
Well, I said on the onslaught of this great program tonight, I said offense is the name of the game. And when you're on the offense and you can make it work for you, you're going to score touchdowns. You're going to get victories, and victory is the name of the game. 1, 2, 3 right here. Arn Anderson again pushed off right here. Might be it. Get down there, referee.
He's going to roll him up. 1, 2. Referee Randy Anderson got 2.5 out of that one. Arn Anderson getting very frustrated right here at this point, and no timeout will be granted.
Yeah, Arn Anderson sticking up his hand, wanting to timeout, and wanting to talk to Barry, wanting to regroup, but in behind that move he made, or them evil eyes of him, you see Mr. Barry Windham in here, and as a professional wrestler goes, this man has all the tools, brother.
6'6", 278 from Sweetwater, Texas. Another second-generation wrestler. He's been the U.S. champion, and he's been 1/2 the world tag champions. Chris Youngblood with a tremendous drop kick. I'm not so sure if Arn Anderson was calling timeout or calling a technical foul on the Renegade Warriors.
Well, I'll tell you, I like that. I like that, Jimbo. A technical foul. He could call a technical foul because from the get-go of this match, they've been looking a little bit ragged because these 2 men are tearing them up. They getting after it. They know how important this night is. We building for the Flair Steiner match, the biggest match ever seen on television, coming up later on this program. Right now, we setting the pace for it, Daddy.
Barry Windham using those big boots as a weapon there, and a straight right hand on Mark Youngblood. Tag made. Here comes the enforcer of the Horsemen, Arn Anderson, a man that knows what it's like to step inside the double steel cage at War Games. But look at Youngblood fire up. Takes Anderson all the way back to the Renegade Warrior corner.
Now, I'll tell you what, right here, they're doing the right thing. They're getting a fresh man in there. As long as you stay fresh with these guys, you can stay on top. Right here, double chop, took it down to the ground. They're on fire right here. They're looking for an upset. They're looking for a victory. Right here on TBS tonight, WCW, live and in color. They're going for it.
Anderson sending Chris Youngblood for the ride there, and he cut him up, and there's that spine buster. What a scintillating move by Double A Arn Anderson, and what a smart tag. He got him, Windham in very quickly.
Oh, that, I'm telling you, that's the smartness of the Horsemen. We're talking about 2 of the greatest right here. Barry Windham now going to take over the situation at hand.
On top of the lateral press, he may have him here, but Youngblood showing a lot of guts, a lot of determination. He kicked out at 2 with a front face lock into the DDT.
We've seen that DDT work a little bit earlier tonight.
He's in the rope.
A little bit earlier tonight. He got to them ropes. Luckily, that DDT is just as powerful. One guy doing it is 2.
Tag made. Now Windham and Anderson have hit that rhythm. They've got those tags. They're coming in and out, keeping the fresh man in the ring. Like a well-oiled machine, Ring.
Once they get that rhythm, like we know both of them can, they are hard to beat, and they can punish a man. They can take a man to the limit. They can take a man down as quick as anything. Right here, Arn Anderson, the smart as he is. Now, you watch this move right here. He's got a hold of this guy. He's leaning on it. Now you see right here, if you're at home, take your wife, get up in the living room, put her in this hole and lean on her and see how quick she'll break down like a shotgun.
Yeah. Front face lock. Oh, when their heads cracked together, the back of Anderson's head, right in the face of young Chris Youngblood.
I'm telling you,
I can see there's a lot of men getting in trouble right now. Honey, stand up. I want a front face lock.
Yeah, they go. I mean, don't hurt them because we love them. We can't do without them.
Oh, man. That is a big-time offensive move there. Inverted atomic drop by Double A. He's going for the rope for a high-risk move, and he caught it. He got a knee. Youngblood got the knee right up into the lower abdomen.
I'll tell you what, Jimbo, right there is a very unusual move for Iron Anderson. That's a high-risk maneuver move off the top. You never see him do that type of move, and it backfired on him right there. He did get his knees up just in time, and that will take that midsection and put it back behind your belly button.
Tag was made. Here comes Mark Youngblood, knocking Anderson down. He knocks Big Barry Windham down. The Indians on the warpath here with that tomahawk chop. And now all 4 men in the ring.
I'll tell you, they couldn't up Jack now. I know they're going for it. They got to keep moving here. They got to stay on top. They need a legal man. There needs to be somebody in here in case we go for a fall. Great move right here by Barry Windham.
Windham got rid of one of the Youngbloods. He got rid of Mark Youngblood. The horse must know how Custer feels, or felt. Youngblood set for the ride there. And oh, Barry Windham got him with a lariat. I mean, he got him all.
Well, we're getting ready to see right here the Horsemen at their best. The Horsemen at work right here. They set him up right here. I'm talking about, we're talking 10, 12 feet off the ass. Superplex time.
Windham with a superplex, but Anderson's the legal man in the ring. Anderson detained the referee, and the Horsemen win it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, Barry Windham and Arn Anderson.
Exclusively on pay-per-view, the Horsemen will ride into Wrestle War, into War Games. And they know what it's like to pay the price. An impressive victory here.
You see right here, Jimbo, the spine buster early in the match starting to take its toll on the Warriors right here. Iron Anderson and Barry Windham have started to take control of the match. He puts him down right there. This is the start. What comes later when Iron Anderson and Barry Windham do is only they can do. The double team at its best, just in time to get out before the referee counts one man out. Being set up right here for the patented move by Barry Windham from the top rope. Like I said, this 10, 12 feet. Here he comes, taking over. Legal man in the ring, Iron Anderson, the Horsemen at their best tonight.
Still to come, Tony Schiavone talks to Stan the Lariat Hansen. Flying Brian's coming up. There's arm wrestling and the world title. But first, listen to this.
Witness Sting, the Steiners, and Flying Brian as they mount an assault against the awesome power of the Four Horsemen.
We've declared war!
Wrestle War 91, live only on pay-per-view, Sunday, February 24th.
Fans, coming up, Wrestle War, the third annual Wrestle War 91 from Phoenix, Arizona, exclusively on pay-per-view on Sunday, February 24th, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. One of the matches, an awesome return match. Big Van Vader against Stan the Lariat Hansen. We're going to take a look at some footage from Japan. Japanese commentary on this footage. Take a look at this awesome situation.
しっかりと江戸しているがハンセン。実はこのベイダー対ハンセン戦はかつて3度行われております。1986年スタン・ハンセンが AWA のチャンピオン時代、ベイダーがレオン・ホワイトという名前で挑戦しています。3度の対戦に一度も勝利を得られなかったベイダーのまさにこれは4年越しの雪辱戦でもあります。山本さん、はい、まあベイダーが新人の頃はですね、はい、全く歯が立たなかったこのスタン・ハンセンなんでありますけども、そうですね、一番元気な時でベイダーがですね、新人の時です。
I might add that promoters all over the world wanted this match, wanted the rematch, and we have it. World Championship Wrestling as part of Wrestle War 91, and here he is, the former U.S. champion, Stan the Lariat Hansen.
You know the thing, if you were watching that little videotape, the thing you got to realize is the intensity of the match. The people here in America, you've never seen a match like that. You've never seen Big Van Vader and Stan Hansen squaring off like we did in Tokyo, Japan. You know why? Because they want all these pretty boys over here. They want all these pretty guys that paint their face up. Over there, they want real men. Well, in Phoenix, on the 24th of February, we're gonna bring it right in there. And everybody on pay-per-view is gonna be able to see this. And I can use the bell, and he can use the mask, and I can use the chair, and I do what I damn well want.
Let's go back to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first in the ring from the State Patrol, weighing 231 pounds, Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker.
Well, Tony needs to take a shower. I guess we'll pay for that cleaning bill.
Here comes my man right here, baby. Oh, yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Cincinnati, Ohio, 226 pounds, Flying Brian.
Flying Brian will be in our big Saturday night broadcast. He'll be interviewed by Missy Hyatt this Saturday night. Remember, that's at 6:05 Eastern Time, right here on TBS. The Flying Brian's one of the most courageous athletes in sports, in any area of sports.
Well, you know, I was talking to him, Jimbo Ross, about this War Games coming up. We're talking about 2 rings with an enclosed cage and the men that are in that. And I'm saying to him, I say, you know, you're a little bit smaller, a little bit tinier than some of them guys on. He said, let me tell you something, pound for pound, I'm going to stick it to him because I got something to prove. And we talked to his coach in Cincinnati.
Coach Kim Wood.
And he said, let me tell you what, he said, this man could do it all. And he said that, and I keep using it all night. I must be going crazy. My critics are really getting to me. But I'm saying again, pound for pound, he's as bad as they come. And I like this kid a lot.
Nice arm drag takeover by Flying Brian. He was a 2-time All-American at Miami of Ohio, the captain of their football team, most valuable player. Heck, he played pro football with the Bengals, with the Bills, and in the CFL in Canada with Calgary. This is a heck of a tough kid, and as we said, Coach Kim Wood, the strength coach of the Bengals, said he's the toughest player he ever saw in the NFL. That's a great move.
Oh, that's a great move right there, and he went for the pin right away. I'm going to tell you somebody, is this Sergeant Rock or who? Now, what's this guy's name again?
It's not Barney Five.
It's not Barney Five.
It's Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Buddy Lee Parker stopped me on the highway and went to give me a ticket. Me and him might have to have talk.
Runs that shoulder right into the midsection of Flying Brian. As we pointed out earlier in the broadcast, Flying Brian and the Z-Man were once the U.S. Tag Champions. This kid has got championship material written all over it.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, he's alive tonight, and he's got to be. We all are, because we're right here. We're coming to you in your living room, and this is an exciting night. We know that Ric Flair back there right now, what's he thinking tonight? What's he thinking about Scott Steiner? What is going through his mind? 7 times world heavyweight champion. I tell you, everybody that's been out here tonight, one thing is on their mind. They're gunning for the goal. Ric Flair, world's heavyweight champion.
Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker kicking Flying Brian out to the apron. Flying Brian is preparing so intently. Oh, landed right on his feet for the War Games. As you said, he's going to be the smallest man in the War Games, but his courage may surpass any of the other 7 in there.
Well, that's what I said a while ago. Maybe I made a mistake when I said maybe he was tinier. That's the way we talk in Texas, tiny and everything. My daughter Cody and Teal taught me how to say tiny, but tiny in courage he is not. He is a giant among men in the courage department.
You know, in a normal circumstance, you'd think a 226-pounder's pretty good sized guy. Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker out on the railway, Pillman up on the top rope. Keep your eye on Flying Brian. Cross body, right out on the runway.
Ooh, I ain't never. That's all I got to say about that. I mean, I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Gainesville, Georgia's not known for its airport. Atlanta is, but Flying Brian just took off. He created his own landing. Big chop there. You know, he at one time was a protege of Nature Boy Ric Flair. He learned a lot from the champion. Those chops are one indication of that.
I'll tell you what, he is taking control right here. He's had this whole match. He needs to try to go for a pin right here, and this might be it.
High cross body. He got it right on the rope. He did great behind the leg. And Flying Brian has won it.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Flying Brian.
Fans are going to be telling you how you can join the official WCW fan club in a few moments. We're going to take another look. High-risk move right here, and it paid off.
Well, right here, he comes from the turnbuckle onto the ramp. He's got to be so high in the air. That's got to be a great impact maneuver by him, and right here off the top once again, that's why he's the Flying Man, Brian Pillman.
Flying Brian will be in War Games with Sting and the Steiner brothers against the Horsemen, exclusively on pay-per-view. He's got a victory right here. Flying Brian has won it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we said, we're starting an official WCW fan club. And we want to show you fans how you can call. There's a phone number here, 1-404-426-8795. Call it tomorrow during normal business hours for all the information on the WCW official fan club. And fans, when we come back, we're going to arm wrestle. Thanks very much for staying with us here, ladies and gentlemen. The Clash of Champions, Jim Ross and Dusty Rhodes here at ringside. Now, still to come, the battle for the heavyweight championship of the world, as Scott Steiner will challenge the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. But right now, we're at the part of the program that is not quite as intense as what we'll see in a few moments.
Man, I don't know about intense. I know that what's getting ready to happen here is Paulie Dangerously is going to arm wrestle Missy Hyatt, and I got to pick a winner. Who's going to win that thing? Missy Hyatt? Yeah, well, it's going to happen right here. And intensity, like you said, I don't think plays a part.
Well, we've heard a lot of talking from both sides on this situation, but right now, let's go up for a very special introduction. Let's go up to Gary Michael Capetta.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I have great pleasure in introducing 2 times he has been voted Billboard Magazine Country DJ of the Year from Atlanta's Y106 and Y104, Mr. Rhubarb Jones.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you very much. And since it is the Clash of Champions, I'd like to say a special hello to some real champions, our service members in the Middle East. God bless you. We're praying for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, helping to officiate the 3-time AWI middleweight champion, the WPAA champion 10 years in a row. Let's hear it for Mr. Johnny Walker. Introducing first, from Scarsdale, New York, the co-host of the Power Hour, the psycho-yapping Paul E. Dangerously. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the co-host of the main event. She hails from Tallahassee, Florida, the First Lady of Wrestling, Missy Hyatt.
Paulie is ready, and there's a lot of pride on the line here for Paulie. Our humiliation. He is really ready, he says. His hands are taped dust. He looks like he's going to a street fight.
Yeah, he looked like he's going to a street fight, all right. I'll tell you what, that is a pretty lady right there. I know that for a fact. She's been training. She's been working out hard, and Paulie Dangerously now has to face the consequences in front of millions of men around the world. Will he get beaten by a woman?
She's been in mind. He's got his head down. He's meditating.
Ooh, Lord. Yes, sirree, daddy. Oh, turn them children favor.
Whoa!
Whoa. Yes!
It's over!
Yes!
He doesn't even realize it!
No! Oh, yeah! Oh, whoa, yeah! I'm gonna tell you what, he had a couple things on his mind besides arm wrestling, daddy.
Paulie saw he like to go 2 out of 3. He's gonna be thinking in 2s. As far as that's concerned, this one is history. Do we have that on replay? Can we see that again?
I'd like to see it again, like see it twice.
The winner, Missy Hyatt.
I don't blame you.
Paulie has been humiliated. right here on national television.
I mean, humiliation has set in his
We'll take
mind.
another look here, Dream. Paul Lee was, he was looking down, and when he looked up, it was like, you know, an episode of Twin Peaks or something.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, like I said, he had a couple other things on his mind right here, and I'm going to take a look at this. Now, look at it at home, and I want all you men to think about this for a minute. Paulie let us all down. Let us all down.
Missy Hyatt has won the arm wrestling. Paulie may never live this one down, and fans, when we come back, the heavyweight championship of the world is next.
There you go. No. Hey, it's not Sting, it's Ric Flair, it's not Bruce Smith, it's Lawrence Taylor. Oh, yeah. All right. Amen. God bless you. Hey,
like it is.
there it is.
There it is. Tell like it is.
Woo.
Hey, what can I say? The man is telling the truth. What can I say? He's telling it like it is.
The talking is done.
The time to act is now. Bring the action of World Championship Wrestling right to your door by subscribing to the Wrestling Wrap-Up. Act now and get a year's subscription to wrestling's most informative news monthly for just $24.95. That's more than 50% off the cover price. The Wrestling Wrap-Up is not available in stores, so subscribe now by calling 404-827-4048 to charge by Visa or MasterCard, or send your check or money order to the Wrestling Wrap-Up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the World Heavyweight Championship. It is set for one fall with TV time remaining. Introducing first the challenger, ladies and gentlemen, accompanied to the ring by his brother Rick from Detroit, Michigan, weighing 248 pounds, one half of the United States Tag Team Champions, Scott Steiner.
What a matchup you're about to see, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Steiner, the two-time All-American from the University of Michigan, will take on a man that many consider to be one of the greatest world champions of all time. 7 times he has worn the gold.
Oh, boy, this is going to be a good one here. I'm telling you, this kid looks great. Scott Steiner, right now, tonight, is a chance for him. Oh, yeah, look at him. Make your ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 239 pounds, and for the 7th time, he is the World Heavyweight Champion, Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, the WCW World's Heavyweight Champion, in this one fall or television time remaining event.
And ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this match, we have a very important and special guest here. I would like to introduce you to representative from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Mr. Hiro Matsuda.
And of course, the winner of this match will take on Tatsumi Fujinami in March in the Egg Dome in Tokyo. Mr. Matsuda obviously very interested in the outcome of this match, Ring.
Well, Jimbo, anytime you have a match of this magnitude, it takes on an international flavor. Japan has some great wrestlers, some great athletes, and I know for a fact that Mr. Matsuda, representing his company, is here tonight to see this tremendous event, because one of these men will go there.
And ladies and gentlemen, also in attendance, he is the largest athlete in the world. 7 feet, 7 inches, 450 pounds of El Gigante.
7 feet 7, 450 pounds. Size 22 shoe. Get a pair of Tony Lamas on that man. You have to kill a whole herd.
I'll tell you what, I know one thing about Ric Flair or Scott Steiner, the size-wise, I don't know how they're going to match up if they ever meet this man.
High five. Have to come down to, he's a good guy. What a, really a nice person.
Well, look at the side of this guy. Awesome, awesome.
Extending his hand in good sportsmanship to Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Oh, be careful, Nate. Don't let this come back to haunt you, baby.
They're just turning rudely and walking away. El Gigante.
Right there.
How many signed 1,000 autographs tonight? The kids love this big guy. 7'7", 450 pounds. And there's what they will be fighting for. The WCW Heavyweight Championship of the World. On January the 11th, in the Meadowlands, Nature Boy Ric Flair won the title for the 7th time in controversial fashion, we should add, against the Stinger. This one fall, our TV time remaining.
One thing that Scott Steiner has to realize tonight, that he is in there with probably the greatest world champion of all time. I've been in there with him. I know what it feels like to rather go. I know what it feels like to go for it. Scott Steiner tonight has a great chance to take a great step. And Scott Steiner is gonna, I know, will give him all he is, because right here, he will not be intimidated, baby.
My broadcast partner, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, has carried that gold on 3 different occasions. So he knows what it's like to defend and also obviously to chase the world's champion. Good football block there by Scott Steiner. He is powerful. He is quick. It's going to take all of Flair's resourcefulness, all of the tricks, all of his technique to fend off this challenge of this awesome youngster.
Ric Flair knows all the tricks, knows all the technique. He can either teach this guy a lesson tonight, or this man right here can become world's heavyweight champion right on this program. Going throughout the world, this thing is on fire. The Nature Boy Ric Flair, Scott Steiner right now feeling each other out.
Steiner with the advantage. The former Big Ten wrestling champion at 2 different weights. There you saw a great amateur move, the fireman carry.
You know one thing about the great athletes of today, Scott Steiner truly is remarkable, because the kids have to understand out there, Scott Steiner got his degree, Scott Steiner went to college, Scott Steiner graduated, and that's so important today, because look at him now. He's going for the most prestigious title in the world. He's wrestling for the world heavyweight title right here on TBS tonight. Clash of the Champions.
Steiner going for a single leg pickup at Flair, staying very close to the ropes. He knows that senior referee Nick Patrick will step in there when they go to the ropes and break the maneuver.
I think it's really important in a match like this that you have the best referee, and Nick Patrick is the best referee. He is a senior referee. He's been in many title matches, and this thing is going to get hot and heavy before it's over, and we're going to need Nick Patrick for the right decision.
Flair, overhand wrist lock, trying to take Steiner down. There's that great leverage that Flair possesses, but look at this kid. Tremendous strength. Flair will not be able to hold him in this position. Powerful Scott Steiner's got him up and takes him down.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Scott Steiner has got tremendous strength. His brother they've worked out, they've trained, they're ready for this. This is the night of his life. Right here you see, oh yeah, there's old Rick right there. And Mr. Flair don't want to get into a jawing conversation with him when he's got this kid in there ready to take the goal at any second.
Of course, no matter the outcome of this match here tonight on TBS, these men will meet again, exclusively on pay-per-view in the giant steel cage surrounding 2 rings at the 3rd annual Wrestle War pay-per-view spectacular. We certainly encourage you fans to call your local cable company and order that event early. It comes your way on Sunday, February 24th.
Well, I know, and speaking in that respect about the situation, Scott Steiner would feel a lot better walking in as world's heavyweight champion in the Phoenix on the 24th of February.
Flair with the Irish whip. No, it's reversed by Scott Steiner. And Steiner elevates the champion. First big impact move by Scott Steiner tonight. Catching Flair. Sends him for the ride. Catches him up. Side slam. He's got the leg grapevine. And Flair able to kick out. But Scott Steiner got the first 2 count of the match. The first near fall for the challenger.
And that's so important. That will only build his, it's like a great ball game. It's a great event, a great boxing match. When you get the first blows in, when you complete the first pass, when you make the first move, when you get a 2 count on 7 times world's heavyweight wrestling champion, it only bolsters that energy inside of you, brings that stuff to the top, drive that emotion, and sometimes a man can win on emotion alone, baby.
Do you think that Flair's going to use the ropes and use everything he can as far as getting out of the ring, breaking the momentum to keep this kid a little off balance, Dream?
I know that Ric Flair will use anything to get away, and he knows he's a KG champion. He knows when to rest, you know what I mean, Jimbo? He knows when to back out. He knows when to get his thoughts together. Most of all, he plays mind games, and psychologically, he can take it to him.
Flair downstairs with that forearm down to the ribs. Got Steiner in the corner. Big chop there. Wow! Man, that one echoed throughout the Georgia Mountain Center. Tremendous chop by Flair on Scott Steiner. There's a side headlock now by Flair. Steiner sends him across. And Flair puts Steiner down with a football block. Flair now to the other side. And Scott Steiner caught him coming off with a hip lock. Arm drag takeover. Steiner grabbing that arm.
And you see right there, that's not that conventional arm drag. Scott Steiner relating back just a little bit to his amateur background. He needs to wear Ric Flair down. It's very, very simple. To be World's Heavyweight Champion, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
I will have an exclusive interview with the winner of this match this Saturday night on World Championship Wrestling at 6:05 Eastern Time, right here on TBS. Scott Steiner, great sportsman, good clean break. Of course, he and his brother, one half of the United States Tag Team Champions.
Well, being a great sportsman is one thing, but winning the World's Heavyweight title is another. And he definitely has to be thinking about what his next move is. He's got to be ready, because I guarantee you one thing, the Nature Boy Ric Flair is thinking about what's going on in this ring right here tonight.
You know, we saw Bill Apter earlier with the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Award for the Wrestler of the Year, Sting. The Steiners also won that award in the tag team category.
Well, they're without a doubt tremendous tag team champions, and I know they're looking at a shot at that World's Tag Team title too. And right now, the main thing on Scott Steiner's mind is not the Tag Team Championships of the world. It is being World's Heavyweight Champion.
It's almost as if Flair was playing a game of mental chess with Scott Steiner, because Steiner very aggressive. He's very anxious to get this match going, to get a rhythm, to get a flow. But every time he starts, Dream, it seems like that Flair, you know, hits out of bounds.
Well, the thing about Scott Steiner doesn't need to get too down about what Ric Flair's doing. He needs to stay to his game plan. He needs to do what brought him to the dance. And what brought him to the dance is training, being ready for this. He wouldn't be in there tonight if he wasn't ready to be World's Heavyweight Champion.
Tremendous strength exhibited by Scott Steiner, and Flair stomps away at the knee of Scott Steiner. We may see the strategy early unfolding here, as we know Flair is the master of the figure four. Irish whip, with the Steiner line, caught the champion. Then he caught him flush right in the throat area, and Flair in a lot of trouble again near the ropes, and again crawling outside.
Right here, Ric Flair was definitely hurt by that blow, and it was a tremendous blow. Scott Steiner now, right here. See, one thing about Scott Steiner here, this is only being just a little bit younger in the business and not having the knowledge that Ric Flair does. Ric Flair's over there trying to get control of himself. Scott Steiner needs to be a little more offensively. Go out there. I would go out and get him. Bring him in.
Of course, that comes with experience. And Steiner now got him up, vertical suplex, brings Flair back in. Steiner on top, he's going for the pin. That's an amateur instinct. Go for the pin when the man's on his back.
Well, one thing about his amateur instinct right there that he forgot is he did not hook that leg, and we're going to say that many, many times on programs throughout this great wrestling world, is you have to hook that leg, hook that man, cinch up on him, and take him home.
Scott Steiner, that superior strength on Nature Boy Ric Flair. Steiner only in the sport about 3 years. Flair, on the other hand, was Rookie of the Year in '75. And Steiner, disregarding the vaunted reputation of Flair, nails in the right hands, inverted atomic drop. A momentum breaker.
Yeah, momentum is the name of the game. Scott Steiner had some momentum going into this thing. Ric Flair slowly and methodically, I believe that's the word, is methodically starting to now to make his move at Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner's got to be Ric Flair. Ric Flair don't have to be Scott Steiner.
Another inverted atomic drop by Nature Boy Ric Flair. And now Flair, who has played basically a cat and mouse game thus far with Scott Steiner, but he is a consummate tactician. And now, as he says, you know, maybe time to go to school, as he tosses Scott Steiner out, and he landed right on his feet. His brother Rick says, get back in the ring. Sunset flip. Flair tried to grab for the ropes. Instead, he grabbed a handful of hair and nailed Steiner with the right hand.
Well, Ric Flair's been in that position many times, and he knows. Right now, he's intimidating the Steiners. He's intimidating Rick Steiner. He's intimidating Scott Steiner. He feels good about himself right time. Anytime Ric Flair gets in a position like he's in right now to feel good about himself, he's hard to beat, Jimbo Ross.
Flair, it's reversed, the Irish whip, he's in. But he caught Steiner coming in on the foot right to the face. And now Flair, his feet are in the ropes. We've seen him do this before. And Rick Steiner bringing to the referee's attention that Flair's feet were in the ropes.
Well, right here, too, though, I know that Nick Patrick, the referee that he is, was ready, and he had them eyes on that rope, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a commercial break. We'll come back. The World's Heavyweight Championship will continue right after this. Scott Steiner finally back up fighting with the Nature Boy. Flair sent for the ride. Big football block by the heavyweight champion. Again, Flair for the ride. Good drop toe hold. Flair goes down. Welcome back, fans, to this live broadcast. It's one fall of television time remaining for the world title. And Scott Steiner has turned the table on Flair. He's got the figure 4, Dusty Rhodes, on the world's heavyweight champion.
I'll tell you right here, Ric Flair's in a lot of trouble. Scott Steiner has learned his lessons well. He's went to school. He knows what it's all about. He knows what it's take. He has turned the tables on the Nature Boy Ric Flair, applying pressure to Ric Flair with the figure 4. And brother, the Nature Boy at this point in time is in trouble. But during the break, Scott Steiner had started to regroup himself just a little bit and started to make a little more moves and bring Flair back into perspective. Is that Scott Steiner is quicker, faster, stronger, and can beat Ric Flair tonight right here.
Flair now pushing Steiner back into the ropes and sends him for the ride, but he missed the elbow. Steiner missed the Steiner line. And Flair got him. Oh, they go home. Flair all the way over. The momentum has taken both men over the top rope. Remember, this match is one fall or television time remaining for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Well, I'll tell you right there, that was an unbelievable thing that just happened. Ric Flair, Scott Steiner, both going out to the floor. The thing here is both men could be hurt. Not one here has the upper hand. Ric Flair seems to be there, seems to be now ready to fire back at Scott Steiner. We're going to see something right out here now.
Flair now going to work on that leg. He's got it up. Flair dropping Steiner's leg right across his own, as Flair would seemingly be trying to prepare Steiner for the figure 4.
Well, I've seen that move. I've had that move put on me many times. That is exactly what Ric Flair is doing. For you people at home, he is starting now to work on that leg, starting to get it ready, starting to get Scott Steiner in a position so he can hook the patented figure 4 and take this thing home.
Rick Steiner there to encourage his brother, to tell him that there is 10 minutes of television time remaining. You've got to suck it up, Scotty. Get back in the ring. Scott Steiner, you know he's full of fight, but he's in there with a man that is considered the greatest champion of all time. And right there, Flair trying to work on that leg. It's obvious now, the game plan of Nature Boy Ric Flair. Restrict the mobility of Scott Steiner. Don't allow him to use his power moves. Keep him off his feet, and that's what Flair's doing right here.
Well, you know yourself, a man that can't stand up, I mean, can't do a lot. And Scott Steiner now is in a lot of pain because Ric Flair took his time. He dealt the blow that started the situation that we see right now. And that situation is a young kid with a hurt leg fighting for his life to be world's heavyweight champion against probably the greatest champion of all times.
Again, Flair with a vicious kick to the knee. Scott Steiner holding his knee, writhing in pain there on the canvas. Flair again. Boy, this is vintage Nature Boy Ric Flair right here. Got him up on his shoulders. Again, jamming Steiner's leg right across Flair's own.
It's very simple. As simple as it can be here. Here he goes, stepping in, trying for the figure 4 on Scott Steiner. There he is. Jimbo, he's got it hooked on him right here.
Flair with a figure 4 on Scott Steiner. He's also got the ropes. Rick Steiner doesn't want to get his emotions to get carried away. He can get his brother disqualified here.
Right here. Now, Rick needs to keep his head about him just a little bit. And Nick Patrick will take care of business here. Now, he's been in this situation before. Nature Boy, look at Nature Boy saying he didn't pull the rope. I've had the pressure put on me. Scott Steiner's in a lot of pain. Right here, the Nature Boy. Look at Rick. Don't get him disqualified here, Rick. He's got to, like you say, use his head about the situation.
Cannot lose his composure. Obviously, he wants his little brother to win the heavyweight championship of the world, but he certainly doesn't want to get his little brother disqualified due to outside interference, and that's what could happen. The referee, good officiating, he made him break the hold.
Yes,
but
he
how
broke
much
the hold.
damage, Dust, could be done in that length of time? You've had the hold applied to you. How much hurt could Scott Steiner be sustaining right now?
Well, I tell you, I had my leg broke with that hold, and I know for a fact that it goes numb first, and he had it on long enough that there's a certain amount of damage that is happening to Scott Steiner, and he's not through with it, brother. I know Ric Flair. I know the game plan, and he is not through with this thing right here. He hooks it on him again.
He's got it on him again in the middle of the ring this time. He's got it in the middle of the ring, away from the ropes. And that's, Flair can't use the ropes, but neither can Scott Steiner. He's got to gut it out. You know there is one reversal, Dusty. You've mastered that.
Right here, he needs to roll this thing over right here. Scott Steiner's got to really reach back, take him all the way over Scott Steiner, and apply the pressure down the other side. Ric Flair, he's going to get out of this thing. I'm telling you, he's going to get out of this thing.
Flair is not going to submit. It's almost like an Indian deathlock position when it's reversed. And finally, Flair got into the ropes, and now Scott Steiner is up. His leg's got to be numb.
That's the bottom line. His leg is numb. I mean, as numb as it is, but one thing, as he got to his feet right there on guts alone, Ric Flair, the champion that he is, drilled right back in on that part of the body that is injured, breaking the man down, and we talking about his leg.
Steiner fighting back, trying to go with that front face lock. Now he's got him in a neck breaker position. And he snaps it off on the Nature Boy. Now we know Scott Steiner uses a Frankensteiner. He's got to work on his neck right there.
Yeah, what he needs to do right here is kind of regroup himself a little bit. He might want to grab a hold and try to wear this thing down. He don't want to involve himself in a situation where he hurts that knee again. Because Ric Flair will take it to him right here. Ric Flair upside down, out on the floor right here beside us.
Flair right out here beside us. The clock is the enemy of Scott Steiner. We're under 6 minutes of television time remaining as Nature Boy Ric Flair right out here beside us is in a lot of trouble. Now the next 5 minutes is going to tell the tale.
Ready to tell the tale right here. Scott Steiner has regrouped enough. Right here is a great move. That's a great move. This could turn it. I mean, the Nature Boy here is laying at my feet. Scott Steiner right here, he needs to get his wind, needs to get his breath a little bit. He needs to work that leg a little bit, get that numbness out of it. He looks like he's ready for him. He needs to now go for it because I think there's 5 minutes left in this thing. If he's going to win it, he's going to win it now.
5 minutes of TV time remaining. 5 minutes remain.
Well, Nick Patrick using some pretty good discretion because he didn't. He let Rick Steiner help Flair back in the ring, and that's all Rick was doing. He wasn't trying to hammer him or anything.
No, I don't. I think right now Rick Steiner's just excited about his little brother being in there. I'm more concerned about Scott Steiner and what he does to Ric Flair right here. Because he has the ability right there. I'm going to tell you, Scott Steiner, don't look at no referee. Don't look at the crowd. If you're going to hit him, baby.
Flair now again taking over offensively. He spins with the leg. Scott Steiner's got him rolled
could be
up.
it.
He may have him. He may have him. 1, 2, and out. Inches away from a new champion of the world.
I'll tell you, I know what it feels like, and I mean he was there. But you see him holding that leg, continuously holding that leg, because it is numb as a cucumber right now. I'll tell you, it sure is, Jimbo.
There are 4 minutes remaining. 4 minutes.
4 minutes remaining of television time. Here at the Clash of Champions, it's reversed by Scott Steiner. Sends Flair in. He's got him in a sleeper. He doesn't have it fully executed. He's got that one arm around Dust, but he's not. Flair keeps moving.
Yeah.
He's moving away from the pressure.
Well, that's just experience because his arms are so big and he's so powerful. He's got to do some damage right here to Ric Flair. He's got to have him in a hurting situation.
Scott Steiner with a front face lock, but again, Flair near the ropes. Good officiating referee Nick Patrick calling for the break. Scott Steiner gives a clean break. There he goes for the Steiner line. He took him over. Judgment called by the referee.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Flair was standing in a situation with his back to the rope. Judgment call is right. The blow, it's just like catching a pass and the defensive guy shoves you out of bounds, but you still caught the pass because you were in the field of play. That's what happened right there.
3 minutes remaining.
3 minutes remaining. And Flair now will work the clock, one would think. Scott Steiner has got to turn it up a notch. He's got to get on the offensive. He's got 180 seconds to win the world's title here tonight on TBS.
Well, you say Ric Flair might use the clock. I'd said that earlier, but right now I look at Ric Flair, and that's a new Ric Flair. That's the man that he is the world heavyweight champion once again for the 7th time. And I think he wants to prove tonight on television throughout this country on TBS, the Clash of Champions, that he can beat Scott Steiner. He don't want to go the distance with him. He wants to beat him.
He's going for a pin here, but his feet are on the ropes. Scott Steiner powered out. Rick Steiner, I tell you, his emotions are getting carried away here.
Yeah, but I don't blame him. I'm talking about his little brother.
His brother, right.
You can't handcuff him. See the big giant back there? I know he's watching this thing, and with a great anticipation of who's going to win this thing.
As is Hiro Matsuda.
2 minutes. There are 2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes remaining of television time. Flair in control at this juncture. Side headlock. Steiner barely able to get that shoulder up.
I had an old coach from Kentucky one time, an old Kentucky Wildcat, tell me, says, right now, son, it is gut check time, and it's got to be for Scott Steiner.
Steiner tried. Hey, look at that bridge. Can he get him up? He's bridging up. What strength. What a move by Scott Steiner. Now he's got Flair in a suplex position. Takes him down. Shakes the ring. Flair now in trouble. Scott Steiner's got about a minute and a half.
He's got to go get him. He's got to go get him. He's got to go get him. Scott Steiner's got to go get him, Jimbo.
Flair is in so much trouble. Scott Steiner's got to get him back in the ring. Perhaps he should go out and bring him back in. Referee Nick Patrick counting.
1 minute. 1 minute remains.
Scott needs to go get him. I'm a little biased here. I'm excited. This kid needs to take it to him.
He's got 60 seconds to win the world title. Flair with a kick. Stops the momentum momentarily. Back Steiner to the ropes. Irish whip to the middle of the ropes. And there's a Steiner line. Flair turned upside down.
He needs to go for the cover. He needs to get him in a pinning situation.
What a battle here for the World's Heavyweight Championship.
30 seconds remain. 30 seconds.
He's hammering away. He needs to go for a pin here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, boy. The people are standing in this building because Scott Steiner has an opportunity here, and he needs to get a pin. Watch out.
15 seconds.
He got him right in the gut with a fist. He's got 15 seconds left.
8, 7, 6.
He's got to go for it.
4, 3.
Belly to belly.
2,
He may have him right here. 1, 2. But the bell rolls. The bell rings.
Baby.
He didn't get it. A half a count away. A half a count away. Flair was saved by the bell. I don't know how much time we have left this moment, ladies and gentlemen. But Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner, ladies. He came about this far, Dusty Rhodes, to win it. We got less than 10 seconds to go.
What a tremendous night. This was one of the greatest nights in wrestling. WCW on the air.
We'll see you at Wrestle War.
Baby.
We'll see you at Wrestle War, everyone.